Hello, everyone. It's me. Cold morning again. And yesterday, lazy Sunday. Oh, I did have a lazy Sunday. Okay. I never showed you the painting that I made for my younger granddaughter. She reminds me very much of myself. She is 6, going on 7, and she loves to draw, paint, uh, create things. She's the one that she'll go out, she'll collect stuff, then she comes to me and says, Gracie, what can we do with this? I want to make something with this. uh, Very creative, very high energy as well, yes. And surprise, when she was little, I remember her mainly sitting. Her daddy always carried her like she's sitting on a throne, and she'd just, at a party or something, get together, she'd just sit there. She was very small too. She's a tiny one. Uh, and just look around. Wouldn't say a word. Would just look and observe and be very quiet on her little throne in Daddy's arms. And that's how I remember her from little on until, gosh, I'd say about 3 years old, when she then was more, got busy. Yes? Anyway, but I painted her a picture. It's a 3D picture in a way, where I made some little mushrooms out of shells of egg shells, and then put them on, and she loves rainbows, and I painted a rainbow with it. I wanted to show you guys the picture, but it's already wrapped up, so that ain't happening. So I did some of that yesterday, and I put as much love into wrapping them as I did making them, and I look at them. I should show you one. Let me just show you one package. I ran out of the paper, and that's all folded down in there. Oh, well, let's see. There's one. Oh, should have prepared all this beforehand, but it is as it is. Now I gotta get my sore legs back up here. Sorry, but I know Spirit World is all watching. My heavenly parent is watching. They're okay. They're very patient. So my youngest granddaughter and I made this paper with potato stamps. See, my son-in-law has a big roll of this brown paper, and I loved it, and did not spend one dime on any of this wrapping stuff. All already had it, made it all myself. And he had this roll of paper. He said that I could use some of it. So I did. So we made this Christmas paper. Oh, yes. You guys should have seen the mess she made. She's only 19 months old now. But we had fun. And then I crocheted the string here. Yes. And then I made these little ornaments out of toilet paper rolls. Yes, some are a little different than others, and I love it. Look at that. Isn't that just the cutest? Yes. So I spent just as much time. Okay, not as much time, but gave real thought and care into my how I wrap things up. Here's another one. And this one's going to be fun to open up. See, this one is for my oldest granddaughter. She's such a mischief. I cannot tell you how many snowballs I had in this bed when after it snowed, and I'd be sitting here doing something, she comes in and just goes, whoop. I'm going, stop doing that. She's so mischievous. She's not mean spirited or anything. She's just mischievous. And in her way, uh, I cannot not love it. Such spunk she has. So there is a tiny little present in this package, and I wrapped it, and then I wrapped it again, and each individual one has special little things again in the way I wrapped it. So it's about 4 wrappings before she gets to the actual one, and I can't wait because she's gonna go. She's so grossy. Where did you wear it? What did you do? I know she's gonna have so much fun with that, right? The give and take of being a bit mischievous with one another. Yes, okay. In on the side of goodness, in a good sense. Yes, all right. Creative with our whatever. Anywho, so I better get going. Yeah, 6 minutes already. Talk about what? Oh, so that's what I did yesterday. And I thought, oh, I'll go over to the house for a moment. I go, and the whole house is full of people. So my son-in-law's family came. They have the plans were all made. Then suddenly the plans changed on their side, and we couldn't hear, or my daughter and my son-in-law, they couldn't change their plans, right? Because it would have affected a whole bunch of people. You see, that's the thing. When you have big families, my daughter has a big family, and my son-in-law has a big family. 2 big families that then you have to all around every holiday. You got to work out a schedule, right? Yes. The schedule was all set. Then something happened, and on his side, and plans changed. But and it was amazing. They both worked it out over there. And my daughter says, "Look, if we do this, if we suddenly change all this around again, then it's going to affect so many people. We're going to have to stick with our plan, right? And that is that. It is just as it is this year. So there's one place that they weren't going to be able to go as scheduled. So the whole family came here. And so yesterday, my oldest granddaughter and youngest granddaughter were already opening some Christmas presents, and oh my gosh, it was so much fun. Uh, so much fun. It was just the right way to it. The way it all kind of happened, it was so great. It was really great, and uh, uh, to see on how, especially the one grandma, yes, grandma and grandpa on his side were here, and great grandma was here, on how thoughtful the thoughtful presents that she got, and so I asked her husband. I said, "Hey," I said, "So I'm assuming that your wife did all of this, right? Yes, she got all of this, and said, did you have any input?" And he says, "I may not have picked out much or this or that." But I said, "I was there." I was there. Oh, it was so cute. I loved it. It was great. Yes, and the one thing that the little one got uh, was these little radios, whatever they are, where you stick a card in on the top and they come with headphones. She got one of those, and oh my gosh, for her, this is the best present. I mean, she loved it, and we probably should have waited till the end for that one. She did get going again, but oh, she was just, and it was so funny to watch her with the headphones on, and that little thing that was playing the wheels on the bus go round and round, and she was just with nobody else hearing anything, and she started singing, and it was the cutest thing. Just that, I loved it. and she loves music, and I think that that'll be so much better than we've in order for her to have her music on, we would turn the TV on, and and she'd have the little cartoons to go with it with the music. I think this is much better for her to just listen rather than also have to be engaged, because she can walk around with that. Love it. Love it. Okay, all right. Now I'm done. 10 minutes later. Let's get going here in the book of Isaiah. It's had a great time yesterday. It was so wonderful around family, all. And now we're in the book of Isaiah 41. Cyrus, the instrument of Yahweh. I have a story on that. Not sure it's the one I need to tell today. Coasts and islands fall silent before me, and let the people renew their strength. Let them come forward and speak. Let us assemble for judgment. In which direction is this already going again? Who has raised from the east him whom saving justice summons in its train? Him to whom Yahweh delivers up the nations and subjects kings. Him who reduces them to dust with his sword and to driven stubble with his bow. Him who pursues them and advances unhindered, his feet scarcely touching the road. Who has acted thus? Who has done this? He who calls each generation from the beginning, I, Yahweh, who am the first, until the last, I shall still be there. I need stronger glasses, I just realized. I'm having a harder and harder time reading this more fluently, as you guys probably have noticed too. The coasts and islands have seen and taken fright. The remotest parts of earth are trembling. They are approaching, they are here. People help one another. They say to each other, take heart. The woodworker encourages the smelter. The polisher encourages the hammerer, saying of the soldering, it is sound, and he fastens it with nails to keep it steady. I'm getting a couple of different messages out of just this part, and again, talked enough about it all. Let's just keep reading. It's a condition for the reputation of God and restoration of true Father as well. Israel, chosen and protected by Yahweh. But you, Israel, my servant, Jacob, whom I have chosen, descendant of Abraham, my friend, whom I have taken to myself from the remotest parts of the earth, and summoned from countries far away, to whom I have said, you are my servant, I have chosen you, I have not rejected you. Do not be afraid, for I am with you. Do not be alarmed, for I am your God. I give you strength, truly I help you, truly I hold you firm with my saving right hand. Look at all those who rage against you will be put to shame and humiliated. Those who picked quarrels with you will be reduced to nothing and will perish. You will look for them, but will not find them. Those who used to fight you, they will be destroyed and brought to nothing. Those who made war on you. For I, Yahweh, your God, I grasp you by your right hand. I tell you, do not be afraid, I shall help you. Do not be afraid, Jacob, you worm. I'm kidding, that's what it says here. I tell you, do not be afraid, I shall help you. Do not be afraid, Jacob, you worm. That's what it says. You little handful of Israel, I shall help you, declares Yahweh. Your Redeemer is the Holy One of Israel. Look, I am making you into a threshing sledge. New with double teeth, you will thresh and beat the mountains to dust and reduce the hills to straw. You will winnow them, and the wind will carry them off. The gale will scatter them, whereas you will rejoice in Yahweh, will glory in the Holy One of Israel. The oppressed and needy search for water, and there is none. Their tongue is parched with thirst. I, Yahweh, shall answer them. I, the God of Israel, shall not abandon them. I shall open up rivers on barren heights and waterholes down in the ravines. I shall turn the desert into a lake and dry ground into springs of water. I shall plant the desert with cedar trees, acacias, myrtles, and olives. In the wastelands I shall put cypress trees, plane trees, and box trees side by side, so the people may see and know, so that they may all observe and understand, that the hand of Yahweh has done this, that the Holy One of Israel has created it. Okay. Again, all I can say to this is I have no idea what kind of God Israel had at that time. That's not the God I know. The fatuity of idols. Again. Present your case, says Yahweh. Produce your arguments, says Jacob's king. Let them produce and reveal to us what is going to happen. It's interesting on how suddenly now here. Present your case, says Yahweh. Produce your arguments, says Jacob's king. Interesting on how suddenly here God is given his due, yet for what reason? Let them produce and reveal to us what is going to happen, what happened in the past. Reveal it so that we can consider it and know what the outcome will be. We? Who's we? I thought it started here. Present your case, says Yahweh. Produce your arguments. Reveal it so that we can consider it and know what the outcome will be. Who is we? Oh, they just gave themselves away, I think. Or tell us about the future. Reveal what is to happen next. And then we shall know that you are gods, at least do something, be it good or bad, so that we may feel alarm and fear. Look, you are less than nothingness. I don't know why anyone would... this is an odd one. I'm not quite understanding who they're referring to as the gods. Are those the idols or people who think they're above God? Which every king, in my opinion, has proven that they think they're above the law of heaven and above our heavenly parent with their actions and behavior. But I don't understand why anybody would talk to something we already, even they knew, didn't exist. Huh. And what you do is less than nothing. To choose you is an outrage. I have raised him from the north, and he has come from the east. He has been summoned by name. He tramples on the rulers like mud, like a potter treading clay. Who revealed this from the beginning for us to know, and in the past for us to say, that is right? No one, in fact, revealed it. No one proclaimed it. No one has heard you speak. First fruits of Zion, look, here they come. I send a messenger to Jerusalem, and I look, no one. Not a single counselor among them who, if I ask, could give an answer. Taken altogether, they are nothingness. What they do is nothing. There's the statues, wind, and emptiness. All right, now I'm not... This is so confusing. It is so riddled in clouds of... There is a lot in that short... The fatuity of idols. There's a lot in this little short passage, but it is so fragmented that I have to say, who are you talking to exactly? The people of Israel? It starts out with, present your case, says Yahweh. Produce your arguments, says Jacob's king. And then what? Who does so? Does anybody do so? Okay, you know what? I'm not going there. Just reading the whole Bible as a condition for the reputation of God. done. And I can't say something to everything. I could. I'm already 20 minutes in. I only got 30 some minutes before it cuts off. It just does that. That's probably a good thing. It would be interesting to do this with someone that has way more knowledge than I do when it comes to the acquired knowledge or the accepted knowledge or the explanations of in theology when it comes to all that, right? Yes? Where I says, okay, what does this actually mean? How do you see this, the way it is written down? What does it actually mean? Who is talking to whom? Who is actually addressed? And right, and yeah, right, yes, it would be very interesting to hear someone else's perspective. Maybe there is some on the internet. I should go and check that out on how others have explained these passages. I have done this before, where I would go in, try to find out if something actually did happen that I've read in the Bible, and I would go in and I'd find 3, 4, 5, up to 10 or more different answers, different views or opinions on what that may have meant or this or that. Yes. So I actually have done that, but I might actually go and check it out on this one just to see what it says. Anyway, people give a lot of thought to the Bible. I know that. Yeah. Yes, I do too. But a lot of it is so repetitious, and yeah. One thing it says here, True Father has mentioned that idols out there, yeah, statues, yeah, okay, they don't move. If certain places catch on fire and you got one of them idols or gods in there that have nothing to do with our heavenly parent, they don't move. You have to go and save them. They don't save you. Okay, I found that very interesting when you said that one time. That kind of comes to mind here. All right, so we're done with 41. So in that fish hatchery, again, loved it there. Though all kinds of things happened. I remember one incident, and the only reason I'm telling it because it seems to me that, right, well, will I be able to only give my life in the amazing way on how I see my life now, the past of my life, and I'm going, my gosh, my journey in life was just a miracle. It's just a miracle to me now. Or yeah, there was an incident there, and I've wondered often on how that did not affect me. It didn't affect me at all. That was to this day, I remember so well what happened there, and the only thing that I took away from it, I'll tell you in a minute. I have to make this a little faster. Yes. Okay, so my dad had some habits. Yes. We didn't really, us children, it was interesting on how the marriage between my father and my mother, and then us children, there was a clear cutoff. That was their marriage. That was us as the children, with either both of the parents or as the family. And there was one incident, I'm not going to mention that because my father did not know I was there. But I do not remember our father ever abusing us. Can't say he didn't do that to his wife, but so there was always this separation, and I think it was my mom who was amazing on making sure we didn't see. Uh, I do not believe that my father was, to this day, I do not believe that my father was per se a bad man. He was a bad husband and a bad father. That's just a bottom line when it came to taking responsibility for what he created. But was he a bad man? No, I do not believe that. He was a very misguided man. From little on, just again, too long of a story to tell. But he had some bad habits. And one was drinking. I remember he came home. Part of it is just a story. What I saw, I'll tell you what I saw. I woke up in the middle of the night and I needed to go to the bathroom. I got up, the door to our apartment was open. I walked past it, went to the bathroom, didn't notice anything until I looked in the toilet, and the toilet was full of blood. Just blood. And I thought, wow, I was 6 years old. I thought, whoa, that's odd. But it wasn't like, oh my gosh, I went down, oh, this is blood. It was just red. It didn't quite register as, I knew it was blood. I wasn't that dumb at that age. But it just looked red. I didn't register anything else. Maybe I was just so tired. And I went to the bathroom. I was done, and then I realized that there was blood all over on the floor. For some reason, I didn't step in any of it. It was all in the hallway to the open apartment door, and I could see the blood all. And then I heard my mom gagging going down the steps. And I looked out, and she was just about 2 flights down, but I could still see her, and she was cleaning up the blood while she was gagging. And I said, hey, Mom, what are you doing? She said, honey, just go back to bed. So I did. This whole experience, I found out much later on what happened. The incident was never mentioned the next morning. My dad was in a cast. I saw he had a cast on his hand. And it doesn't matter. I just want to tell the story on how I experienced it, not on what I later heard, this or that. Nobody mentioned anything, this or that. Uh, that was that. I found out much later what actually happened. Interestingly enough, it was just what I do remember is I went back to bed and I felt so sorry for my mom that she had to clean this up, that she had to clean up instead of being able to go to bed and sleep as well. I don't remember being grossed out. I have no memory of being grossed out by the blood. There was a lot. Or that I was scared. I wasn't scared. There's nothing there. It was like, I was just like, oh, okay. I said, I went to the bathroom and, oh, my Mom, just go, okay. And back to bed, went right back to sleep. But I do remember my heart, with some sort of sympathy, empathy, went, I guess, if you don't really know as a child what it is, you would call it empathy towards what my mom was going through. I didn't like what my mom is going through. Not me. I wasn't. There was no trauma for me there. There was no drama, no trauma. There was nothing. I wasn't worried. I wasn't scared about it. I wasn't afraid of anything. I wasn't. Right? But my heart went out to my mom, though I had no idea why. uh, at that time, my migraines started. Not with that incident. Uh, while I was 6, sometime while we were living at that place, my migraines started. But that was also the time where I suddenly started to notice everything around me. And very much with that empathy feeling, not sympathy necessarily. It was more the empathy feeling towards other people's, when I would not see them smiling, or when I would see them smiling, going, that's a happy person. When I wouldn't see them smiling, I would wonder why they're not smiling, and why they're either sad or even mad, stuff like that. That suddenly all opened to me. I became very sensitive to people's emotions. Um, it was as if I'd stepped out of the spirit world that I was no doubt living in, and there are stories with that. That no, my mom told me I did not. I have no recollection of these times where I would be talking to in the middle of the night. My mom would come in and say, well, who are you talking to? And I said, well, can't you see them? And I would point up into a corner or this or that. And all she would say is, well, when you're done talking, just go back to sleep. She never made it into a weird thing or this or that. So again, there wasn't anything to alarm me that I was doing something that others weren't doing. Yes? Yeah, I found that out much later as well. But suddenly I came out of that world, and I finally would have one foot in on earth, and this world of just emotions started to open up for me. That's what I remember. And I believe that's when my migraines started. It wasn't normal, and we're out of time. So we'll talk again another time. May Heavenly Parent bless, protect you, guide you, embrace you with love. Eldridge, my dearest brother in faith, let's keep praying. I love you. And we'll talk to you all another time.